This is the real Tom Rose, and we're dealing with a question that has variables in the answer choices. Now, whenever that comes up, there are two options that you can use to solve the problem. You can try plugging in numbers, or you can use what I call the algebra method. I always start with plugging in first because if it can be done, it's typically faster and less error prone. And this particular question is just begging to be done by plugging in. So let's choose a value for C. So I like to use small primes. So suppose that C is 2. Let's take C and plug that in up here, and we'll end up with B equals 3 times 2, which equals 6. Now let's take that 6 and plug that in up here, and you end up with A equals 4 times 6, which equals 24. Now we've got what we can think of as our target number. This is what we want the answer choices to be equal to. And how do we figure that out? Well, you take the 2 that we started with for C and you plug them into the answer choices and see what comes out. And we know we want a target of 24. So if I plug in 2 to the first equation, we end up with 3 over 2 or something that's not 24. So that's out. B is 2, so that's out. C is 8 over 3 or something, which is out. D is 14, which is out, and E is 24. Bingo. That is going to be the correct answer. Let's take a quick look at the algebra method, if that's the way that you chose to solve it. The algebra method is a little bit more taxing, logically speaking, because you have to deal with abstract variables, but it can be done. We want to solve for A in terms of C. So we have two equations here, and we need to eliminate the B variables because we want A in terms of C. This particular equation can be solved by plugging for B using 3C. So let's try that. A equals 4 times 3C. And when you multiply this out, you end up with A equals 12C. And we want A in terms of C, so we just want the right side of this equation, which you can see is answer choice E.